Gianna won't go with.
There we go. There we go. Big and duty. God, there's another. You think he wanted the perp? So what's that saying, that everything that can go wrong will go wrong? Well, that is absolutely 100% true, especially when you're making YouTube fishing videos. Filmed a beautiful intro yesterday. All these wonderful, insightful words came off the tip of my tongue ever so smoothly, and it ended up sounding a little something like this. So, as you guys can see, not exactly the most optimal conditions for making a YouTube video. So we're here the next day after the video that you're about to watch was filming the intro in the beard barn. But I don't think it's going to hurt you guys' feelings way too much, because today's video is actually really, really fun. Did a little bit of urban bass fishing, went and put in downtown, fished downtown. I love doing that because it's just kind of got this unique feel to it. There's a lot of cool stuff to fish around, a lot of cool areas to fish around. It's really kind of gritty and down and dirty, and it's kind of my kind of fishing. You know, I'm like an old possum just rooting through the trash looking for half a hamburger to satisfy the hunger that's in my belly. And when I can hook into a big fish and I can put her into the boat, it satisfies that hunger that half a hamburger would satisfy in an old possum. And I just, you know, it's that East Tennessee old possum kind of feel. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what fishing downtown does for me. It's what fishing up in the sticks does for me too. It's what fishing in water about that deep also does for me. It's why I got the old aluminum boat, and you guys know I'm a shallow water power fisherman. But you guys are going to enjoy this video. I really do think so. There's a lot of good information in this video about bladed jig fishing. That was something that you guys asked a whole bunch about. I put out a little poll, and if you're not checking the community tab every now and again, you need to, because I put out polls and questionnaires and just things like that. Just a great place to interact. But I put out a little question. I said, what is one bait that you guys are most looking forward to learning this year? And a bladed jig was high, if not one of the highest on the list. And so I got some awesome bladed jig tips in this video, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to be linking another video for you guys to go check out some more bladed jig tips that I've given. So make sure to watch it all the way through this video to get the bladed jig, as Mr. Ben Nowak would say, tips in this video, and then some more at the very end. But I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you guys enjoy today's episode. Here we are, first spot. Let's see what we can get done. I am starting with the unnamed bladed jig that I can't talk about yet, but I will be talking to you about it very, very soon. We're just gonna swim this thing around until we get up here to this little bit steeper stuff, and then I'm gonna start flipping an Agent E and a jig. Water temperature tells me that it's a little chilly, but not too chilly, and that these fish should be up here getting ready to move up and do the boogie. But that's why we took our time getting here this morning. You know, this is the time of year where it's been warm and we're on a warm streak. You know, you want to get there early, you want to try to capitalize on that early bite. But when you have these cold snaps like this, I tell people all the time, just don't get in a hurry, because the fish, I can promise you, on a day like today, are not in a huge hurry. You know, they're really going to start heating up, and the bite's going to start getting really good in the afternoon. And that's what it was the other day in the tournament for me and Michael when we fished. It was, you know, that afternoon bite was really when we did all of our culling, when we really capitalized on the fact that those fish were feeding. And it was just because that was the warmest part of the day. That's when that water had warmed up to the warmest it was going to be all day. So in my experience, that when you have these cold snaps like this, that slowing down and just not getting in too big a hurry when you're fishing can be the best to actually put more fish in the boat and kind of get on that afternoon bite. Oh, there he is. Oh, I just pulled it out of that fish's mouth, dude, strap. Oh, I just pulled it out of that fish's mouth, Michael. I mean, like, he had it and like was thumping on it, and I pulled it out of his damn mouth like an idiot. Damn, dude, that was... Alex, you suck. I mean, I thought I was hung up. That's how hard that fish had that thing, dude. Damn, Alex, you dumbass. Golly. 4 foot. Get him, buddy. Get him out of there. Let's see, keep pressure on him, keep pressure on him. Here he comes. There he comes. Get him up in here. Good job, dude. Hey, good fish. Awesome. Yep. Nope, largemouth, dude.
That's a good one.
About a 2-pounder, yeah. And he's dead.
Look at that tail on him.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty, man. He got spots all over him. He's gonna have another spot where you just dropped him.
Yeah, he's gonna be bruised.
Good job, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, catch him on a jig. He's flipping a jig with a trigger crawl on it.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild, dude.
Okay.
Let me put this away.
Well, I tell you, one bite ain't gonna do it. Ease into it.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yep. Yep, dig him, dude. You're good. Just keep him down. Keep him down. I knew it. I knew to come back up in here. Dude, hey, do you think he wanted the perp? Oh my gosh, son.
Wallowed.
I mean, freaking hammered that thing. Good work, dude. Get that out of there real quick.
It's got a good belly.
Zeros.
No. 2.5.
2 pounds, 15 ounces.
That'll work.
It doesn't work, buddy. Dang, they're 3 pounders, son.
That's girl. That's female.
That's awesome.
Got some belly to it.
Hey, what you doing? I want one of them bites where, like, I mean, it goes donk and I just crack their ass. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't fish on that side.
Yeah. And I strip line a lot too. You'll see me stripping lines up.
On. There we go, baby.
Smallmouth.
There we go. Smallmouth. Still a fight.
I mean, you think you wanted it? Oh, that's exactly what I wanted.
Oh,
it's
man.
literally what I just said.
You almost gave him an eye piercing.
It's exactly what I said, that I wanted one of those where it's like, you know, I punched him right in the roof of the mouth with it, but I wanted him to be about 4 pounds, not that size.
That just goes like, it all starts in the household, how you teach them.
Yep.
And, you know, Gianna won't know what goes.
There we go. There we go. Biggin, dude. Get the net. No, I need the net. You stop it. You stop it. Nope, nope, nope. Hold on. Dude, that is a freaking good one too.
Oh, bro. Yes,
Hell yeah. Woohoo.
okay, I'm putting the blade jig on.
Oh, dude, I barely had her hooked too.
Bleeding.
Yeah, she's bleeding out her tail. She's spawning.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this, guys. Tail's bleeding. That fish is up there getting ready to make a bed. Yeah, 4 or 5. All right, honey, let's get you back in the water. Thank you for a good time.
With that color?
Yeah,
If they are on there?
yeah. I think she's getting up there getting ready to do it. Hey, that's fun, dude. This is a little bit of Alex Rudd fishing tip time right here. This is just something that I have experienced, and this may be anecdotal to me, but I really don't believe that it is. That this time of year, you know, late March, early April, you got a lot of these fish that are still pre-spawn. You know, water temperature is anywhere from 53 to 56, 57 degrees. Even in some areas, if it's really shallow, you know, you got it peaking out into 58, 59. Pick up a bladed jig and go, because there is something about this time of year, especially later in the afternoon. You know, we're rolling up on 4 o'clock right now, and we didn't get here until, you know, later in the day anyway, just because I knew it was going to be cold this morning and all that kind of stuff. But as you get later into the day this time of year, pick up a bladed jig, because they will eat it. And normally when one eats it, it's going to be a dadgum good one, just like that one that just ate that bladed jig that I can't exactly talk about just yet. It probably has a lot to do with just the fish's metabolism, that by the end of the day and later in the day this time of year, you know, those fish's metabolisms, and they're warmed up as much as they're going to be all day and stuff like that. Also, a bladed jig inherently is just a bigger fish sort of bait, and so, you know, you want to pick it up and you want to throw it. But just do me a favor, when you're late in the day, you're looking for that bigger than average bite, go pick up a bladed jig, lock it in your hand for a little while, and I can promise you, you're gonna start getting bites on that.
One day is just to show up and fish a lake.
Yeah, how many of them did he win?
A lot.
Because he's like the world champion or whatever, ain't he? God, there's another.
Okay,
Dude, that's another good one. Nope. Oh my God, that is so much fun. That is my favorite bite. Next to a crankbait. I don't know. Dude, I mean, hey, do you think he wanted it?
Swallowed.
Dude, look at the belly on that fish.
That fish is 3 pounds. A 3 pounder?
Dude, that fish probably does weigh 3 pounds the way that he's built. Look at the freaking belly on that thing. What a unit. All right, zeros. 213. Dude, that fish is 3 ounces from being 3 pounds. And I mean, he ain't even freaking probably 17 inches long. That is freaking so much fun. Look at that. No, look at this. He's got a crawdad pincher in the back of his throat. You see that black thing right there?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, guys. That black thing in the back of his throat is a crawdad pincher. That is awesome. Thank you, buddy. And just like that, here we are at the end of the video. Now, just like the intro, I filmed this beautiful outro where all the words rolled off the tip of my tongue and everything just came out the way that it should. But again, it sounded just like the intro sounded with all that weird modulation and all that noise. I really don't know what happened because my camera works perfectly fine now. It worked perfectly fine when I got it home. I guess just something in all of the wiring and the microphone and all that just wasn't connected just right. Kind of like all the wires inside of my head. But anyway, I wanted to talk for a moment about the rod that I used today to throw the bladed jig and catch the fish that I did on it. And this rod that I've been using, I used it in the tournament, caught all the fish that I did on it, and it has been my bladed jig rod since I've got it, and I've fallen in love with it. Now, when I first started working with Pure Fishing and started using Abu product, I was searching for a bladed jig rod. You guys know that. And so I kind of went through a bunch of different rods trying to figure out which one I liked the best for a bladed jig rod. And I have to say, so far, out of the bunch that I've used and the one that I've settled on is actually this rod right here. This is the Jordan Lee Signature Series 7.4 bladed jig rod. It's a 7.4 medium heavy moderate action rod, and this thing has all that parabolic bend that I like in a rod. It really has a backbone that it shuts off really hard into. And so what that does, and what I always kind of talk about with a bladed jig, is it allows those fish to really get a hold of that bladed jig, and then shutting off into that hard backbone that helps me to get that big hook into their head and not have to worry about them coming off. Now, the parabolic bend in that rod actually helps to keep this blade from popping open those fish's mouth. And that's kind of what happens sometimes is, you know, you'll be reeling this thing along, a fish will come up behind it and they'll eat it. If you have too fast action of a rod and you hit that line, what happens is it pops that blade up and it'll actually pop that fish's mouth open, and you'll pull that bladed jig away from that fish. When you use a more moderate action rod, what it does is it helps you really drive that hook in and really pull that bait into that fish's mouth instead of popping that blade. It actually helps you to get a hook into them, just like I did into my finger just there, and get a better hook into them and get them into the boat. And then two, when they start surging next to the boat like that big girl did in the video, it helps to kind of relieve some of that impact of that fish running and not pull a hook out of the mouth, because as you guys saw, that fish was just hooked right in the corner of the mouth, and that could have been disastrous. But yeah, that's the rod I'm using. I've got it paired up with my favorite Abu reel in the lineup, which is the Revo SX. This is a 6:6 gear ratio, and then some 17-pound trilene fluorocarbon, and that is what I was using. It's what I've been using. It has been my go-to bladed jig setup, and right now I'm just absolutely hammering fish on a bladed jig. This is the year of the bladed jig for sure, as well as the Perp color crankbait. That Perp has got work done on a bunch of different lakes, for Michael at least. So what's funny is I've not been catching as many on a square bill. I think it's because I've had a bladed jig locked in my hand, but anytime I'm in the boat with Michael, he throws a square bill, I throw a bladed jig, and we just go to work on them. So if you want to check out any of this stuff, like I said in the intro, it's going to be linked down in the description. Go use those links. Those are the links that when you click them, when you use them, I get a small bit of commission, and it really helps to keep the channel running, keep gas in the boat, keep gas in the truck, and just keep Alex Rudd Fishing moving forward. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to have a video popping up right here. These are some bladed jig tips, and I know a lot of you guys, when I put that poll out the other day about tips that you wanted to see, bladed jigs was top of the list. So go click this video, go check out some tips that I give you guys on bladed jig fishing, and as always, you guys are sweet, and thank you for watching.